We are finally going to eliminate that stupid sound. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so the first thing that you want to do when trying to replace the actuator in your car is you want to try to find out which one is bad. When I first got the car, when I used to work for the company, the actuator closest to the steering wheel was done by Peter. What sounds like to be the two bad ones going bad now are this one right here and then the other one right here. So first thing we need to do, we need to get into the glove box. So it's pretty easy to get into the glove box. You might need a light, but if you have some pretty good light outside, you should be able to get in there. There's this little gear. You don't have to mess with that. The only thing that you need to do is get that tab right there and that tab right there below the plastic. So you're just gonna push on this really hard. Should be able to see it. Push on that some more. And then it'll just drop right down. Whenever we look in there, we can see the actuator, which is that right there. So you're gonna need a 5.5, a little 5.5 millimeter socket, little 3/8 ratchet, a little tiny one. And we're gonna I actually also have the battery unplugged, but that's the first one right there. I'm gonna replace it and then start the car, turn it on and see if they click. I do have 2 of these. Here's the part number right here. I do have 2 of these. I'm just gonna replace this one because this one almost never goes bad. So it's this one and then the one over there that go bad. So I'm gonna replace this one. I'm gonna show you guys how. All right, so there we go. We got some really good light. I'm actually gonna use this light. I'm so glad. I'm gonna film and use the light. And we're gonna go ahead and get this socket on. This is a very easy job. You can either pull the connector now, or you can do it after. I like to loosen it up a little bit and then pull it. So that's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna stick my ratchet in. Try to do this with one hand. I am gonna be using the extension. Gonna stick it on there. Oh, okay, so this has actually been done before because it's not even on there, tight. You really don't have a lot of room. And this one is actually one of the easier ones. The one over there on the driver's side is extremely hard. Peter did that one last time, but this is how you do this one. All right, so let's see if I can do it with my fingers. Let's take this off. Yeah, see, I can do it just with this tool. Then you get it nice and loose and you want to do the rest with your fingers. Apologize for the focus. Almost there. Anyway, you do not want to lose these bolts because this thing has to be in the right position. Okay, we got bolt number 1 out. It does say on it something about crucial information. Step 1, install proper procedure after installation, ensure battery is fully charged, right? We're gonna show you how to turn, because you don't want to turn the dial by hand. You want to use this to turn this little white piece that we're gonna see here in a second. So let me go ahead, let me get that second bolt down there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. All right, you see we got both screws out. So now I'm gonna use the camera to actually see how to get this clamp off, this connector. Sometimes you can use a flathead screwdriver, so I'll stick that in there. Okay, kind of got it started. Let's try this again. So I got it undone. Took me a little bit, but now we can go ahead and just wiggle this thing out. Just gonna pull on it. It actually smells like coolant in here, so I'm gonna have to do something with this heater core because it smells like coolant in here, and I am leaking coolant every day. So if I let the car sit for a while, it leaks coolant. But here we go. This right here is the old blend door actuator. You can actually crack it open and see what's going on with the gear. Okay, so as you see right now, I can't install this one because the little white piece, and I'll show you guys, that little white piece, that little white thing right there, I have to make sure I can't manually turn that, but I can turn on the car and use this, and that will turn, because you definitely want to heed this warning. You do not want to try to come in here and turn this by hand. You have to turn that with the car and then kind of put it in the same position that this was. So I'm gonna need to turn the little white thing down there into an upright position, and then I can just slide this on. I wish that I could turn this like this, but you can't. You actually have to do it down there. So I'm gonna go ahead, put the battery terminal back on, and you shouldn't hear, actually, if I do hear any clicking, then I know that it's this one over here gone bad, but I shouldn't hear any clicking when I do this. From over here, actually I already have the hood pop, excuse me. Negative battery terminal. When I put this back on, I shouldn't hear any clicking. So that lets me know that this one was the bad one, because I don't hear any clicking at all. Let's look inside. Let's try to turn it. So we need to get it to go upright. I'm gonna move this right here a little bit. Oh, it might be the other side. Okay, so I do hear clicking. Is it this one over here? It is clicking. It might be the other side. Okay, so I didn't think that I would hear any clicking. So it might be the driver's side, because it doesn't sound like this one. Oh, it is this one. It is this one. That's funny. So it is this one. So I'm glad I bought two. So I'm gonna need to replace this one over here. Yep, I can hear it as soon as I put my ear closer to it. So that's good. That's awesome. That's a way to kind of diagnose which one is bad. This one can't make any sound because there's no actuator on it, but this one is making a sound because it doesn't sound like it's coming from over here. Yeah, it kind of does. I don't know. That's why I bought all three. I bought all three because you never know. You see, it did go off, but so yeah, I have the other one. I'll replace that one, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to maneuver this one and replace this one first. So I need to get this one to turn. I might need to plug the car in first and get some power to it in order, yeah, it's just not wanting to do anything. So let me go ahead and turn the car on and try to get that to turn up. Okay, that took me a while. You see, I got them both facing the same direction, give or take. See, they're both facing the same direction. This is the new one, this is the old one. So what you wanna do is, you need to plug it in, and either with the key in the ignition or even turn forward, you wanna move this. And once you move this, that's actually gonna start turning this. But mine is broke, so it just kept turning and kept turning and kept turning. So I had to kind of pull the connector out in order to get it to stop. But now that it's in there, that's how you do that. It's a super simple process. Once you plug it in, I don't want to show you again because then this thing will have to spin around and I have to get it to the perfect position. And it took me about a minute or so to do that. So that's what you have to do. You have to plug it in. Once you take it out, plug it in, put the key in, turn it. Move this up and down here, and then that's going to turn this. It's not going to turn that. And then now it should fit on there. Perfect. I actually had it on there, but it didn't feel right. So now I want to put it on there right. There we go. Oh, wow. Yeah, that feels way better than before. That is in there. That is in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the screws in, plug it in, and let's see what happens. Again, we know that we have another tick over there and one probably right here. So I'm going to work on the other ones as well. But this one actually didn't fix the tick because there's still a broken one over there. So like I said, I have another one. There is a long actuator that I'm still waiting on. That one's coming from eBay. These two look alike. I think the one over there might be a little different, but if it does look like this one, then I'll take the second one that I have and put it over there. But this one might actually work because it doesn't sound like that it's going bad. So I'll do some more diagnosing everything so that we can get rid of this tick. I'm waiting on my switch for the seat, but I don't want to be working in here and having to hear that tick. So right now I'm getting lucky, it's off, but this thing, whenever it does come on, it's the most annoying thing in the world. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one back, put this connector back, connect this back in there. I am gonna leave the glove box down because I'm gonna probably have to do that one, but I think the other one that's really bad is the main one. So let's try to work on that. So it's definitely this one. Whenever I put my hand on it, I can feel the gear in there clacking. Whenever I put my hand in this one, it's silent, but I can feel the gear. The reason why I know that because I've been touching this and moving it, and I did this and the air blew just fine, but now I can feel the gear in there clacking. So I'm actually gonna try this one and see what happens to see if the gear in this, because this one might be good. It might have been this one the whole time. So I'm gonna try this one. If this one works, then I have an extra one. So let's see, let's get this one out. I thought this would be very important to film. You wanna get your little pry tool, because it's gonna be almost impossible to get to these damn bolts with this big ass wire in the way. So sorry for this cord right here. I already disconnected the connector. You wanna need to get this out of the way. Otherwise, you can't stick your hand in there to get to these 2 bolts to get this one out. This one might be just as hard as the one behind it over by the steering wheel. This thing is in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this out, and I'm gonna go ahead and knock it out. So this is the part of Carl's Garage that they don't tell you. This thing right here, you're probably gonna wanna take off so that you can get your arm in here to be able to ratchet and get this piece off, because this is in a very tight spot. This wire's still here. I was able to get the connector undone, but take this off. It's just a bunch of screws and some Torx. And then once you take that off, you should be able to get your hand right in here and take this off. Look in there. Look at all this room. Now I got all this room. Take my ratchet, stick my hand in there, and now I can take everything off. Let me see. Put my phone in there, make sure. It's very hard to see the bolts. They're not in the same places as before. I think it's just, yeah, just 2 up top. So those 2 are the ones I gotta take off, and then I can put it back on. After 30 minutes and 600 bug bites later, we got it out. Holy crap, that was a lot. So yeah, it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. So I actually have a new one, but I'm gonna turn this one and see what happens and try to get it in the same exact position. But actually, because I felt the gears, I'm just gonna go ahead and put on the new one. I don't even feel like messing around and testing it. I'm just gonna go ahead and put on the new one. All right, I did it again. I lined it up with the old one. Now I'm gonna try to stick it back in there. I had to turn the car back on and do all that, but this is super hard. Luckily, the bolts are on top, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in, and I think we should fix our issue. All right, so it's all in. About to do the ultimate test. That took a long time. I'm gonna put the negative battery cable back on, and theoretically, we shouldn't hear any clicking at all. Under any circumstances, we shouldn't hear any clicking, just fan blowing. I do know that this works, but I don't know where this leak is. So we can turn the fan on. Here we go, you can hear it. Let's hit the blend door, or let's hit the door. Switches. Here we go. It's in there. I can feel it turning. We have success. We have success. I'm hitting this. So I'm glad it's not the one over here, even though I do have a third one coming. But that is it. It switches over. That's to the outside. This goes back over there. Again, if I were to turn the car on, but it's dead, it would switch, you'd hear different things. Put it on cold. Yep, there we go. No matter what, you haven't heard the click and come back on. So finally, we have fixed that. Now the next thing is the seat. I can't drive, I'm 6'4". I can't drive because the seat is all the way up. Now the seat did go up, and then it'll actually only go up. So I think it is the switch. Sometimes in this little section right here, there's a relay, and if this relay goes bad, then the whole seat is dead. But I think for this specific situation, it's just the switch. It's actually about to get dark here soon. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you for tuning in for this video. Again, stay tuned for all the next videos where I'm gonna just be knocking everything out. So in the next video, we'll fix the seat. We just fixed the actuator doors right now. I will also be fixing this rear window regulator. And then I think and then the 2 seat belts. So this seat belt is broken. I found a guy on Facebook Marketplace. He's gonna sell me the whole seat belt. So the piece down there, the piece that goes under here, he's gonna sell me that. Both of them for 30 bucks a pop. I can't even get to the seat belts until I fix this seat first. So I'm gonna wait till I fix the seat belt. Then I'm gonna get both seats and I'm gonna wait till I fix the switch. Once I fix that and I can move the seat up and forth, back and forth, then I will fix the seat belts. And then that's really it. After that, yeah, do the window regulator, and then we're gonna attack the coolant leak and the oil leak. And then start, once I'm all done with how it runs and everything underneath, then I will do all the cosmetics, which is ripping all the stickers off and stuff like that. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for the next video, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Again, it's super buggy out here. Here in Houston, it's nasty. The humidity is crazy. I'm getting bit up by all these mosquitoes, but hit that subscribe button, guys. Stay tuned for the next video. Be basic. Peace. All right, so thank you to Amazon. The switch just got here. Like I said, it's getting late, so definitely stay tuned for the next video. The switch just got here, perfect timing. So in the next video, I will be fixing the switch on the front seat. Hopefully that fixes it. Please fix it, because I need to get these seatbelts in. I cannot drive with these broken seatbelts. All right, guys, be basic. Peace.